talk about this point. Gentlemen, first of all, disclaimer. Y'all know about my shitty fucking internet. I thought I had that shit fixed last night. Last night went well. Wasn't like the best, but went well. And now it sucks. So, we're gonna do better. I'm not gonna jump off, or we're not gonna jump off like last work Monday. I'm gonna talk the least amount I can, but we're gonna keep a war. I'm Eddie Law. That's for Kirby. Jesse joined us here by the skin of his teeth. What's up, dude?
What's happening?
Chilling, being choppy and shit, and having shitty internet and audio.
That's awesome. I love it.
I might as well go to Starbucks, motherfucker. You have better than I do.
Yeah, listen.
We'll see.
Jesus, me and you are gonna have to steer the ship tonight, so don't be fucking about, all right? Don't be fucking getting on my nerves. Fucking Eddie's gonna talk some shit, and he's gonna have to mute himself because he's fucking splotchy.
I'm robotic.
Well, you know what? It's gonna be a bad program then, because you told me to watch Harlem Nights, and you said it was the funniest movie you've ever seen. I want to kill myself.
Well, listen, I didn't want to get off on the wrong foot because listen, we don't want to do this, but you know what? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do it yet. We're not gonna do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, not yet. Because first off, I can't have you raising my blood pressure like that at the beginning of the show. You're gonna fucking kill me. So we got to start on a different note. We got to end on that because you're being fucking absurd.
Okay.
But okay, Eddie, what the fuck? What are we going to talk about? Frank Mir's fucking free. I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm worried about surviving. I'm completely out of the loop here. So throw us a topic, and me and the Skip Bayless of cuntiness will go over it.
All I got right now is that U249 is going to Florida allegedly. They're talking Jacksonville, and who knows fucking there. You called it last time and said this shit ain't happening, and you called it correct. This time around, is this shit happening?
You know what, man? I'm still kind of 50-50 on it, but I think it's going to happen this time. Ohio is talking about opening up access at May 1st. They're talking about opening the state back up. Florida's been fucking tripping since the jump street anyway, so I've got no doubt in the world that they'll try to host this thing. I'd say I'm still 50-50 on it, but I'm a lot more positive about this happening than I was in April. I fucking knew that shit wasn't happening, Jack. It was just way too soon. When is it? May 9th?
Yep. May 9th, yeah.
Yeah, fucking maybe. Maybe, man. I'm 50-50. We'll see how it look. Every day this shit changes drastically. So it's like, we'll see next week. I'll probably have a bet. As of right now, I'd say it's 50-50 with me leaning towards it actually happening. DW is willing to buy an island. Florida's dumb as fuck. And a lot of these fighters want to get paid, and they're probably just going stir crazy. A lot of them probably, to be fair, I'm a little bit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit like, ready to fucking risk it all just to kind of take a fucking drive, man. Like, I'm sure some of these fighters probably feel like, fuck that, my immune system's jumping. I'm in great shape. I'll give it a whirl. I'll take a trip to Florida and try to make a quick fucking 50 G's. Like, fuck, right. I'm bored of shit. Let's do this thing.
Look, man, I keep saying the same thing. I'm not going to root for it to not happen. I'm not going to hope it doesn't happen. I ain't going to say, anything other than that. But if it happens, I'll be damn happy to watch shit. I just don't know how they're gonna make it happen. It's a weird thing to say. Like, I know Florida and Vegas wants to open that psycho ass ladies out there, like the fucking control group. Like, you want to be the control group? You be the first one out there. The whole goddamn time, own goddamn people at risk and shit. But I don't know, man. To me, it's not happening. It's just, I don't think it's happening. I'm not gonna get hyped up about it. See, what do you think?
It could happen just because due to the fact that I think Florida is the one that wants to be the first state to put on all these events, right? They want WWE to put on events there. They want the UFC. I think they were talking to other heads of sports, right, to actually do their events there. So I mean, there's a big possibility. We all know that Florida is pretty wild. I believe they opened up their beaches not too long ago, actually. Um, so I mean, this could be a big possibility, Fred. How do you see this happening? Like, do you think that if Florida can be the first like little haven where the UFC, WWE, and all these other sports start to happen, do you think that's going to push everybody else to just open up their states to these events and just let it happen?
Not right away. Not right away. I think a lot of people, I mean, who fucking knows, man? It'll probably be chaos across this whole country. Everybody does whatever they want, anyways. But I think a reasonable person would wait a minute. Like, I tell you what, look, Jack, May 1st, supposedly they're opening up Ohio. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Daddy Fred ain't open until June 1st. Y'all go do whatever the fuck y'all want to do. I ain't doing shit. Y'all go out there and mingle around for about 2 or 3 weeks, and let me see how many of y'all fucking get sick or die. Then we'll try. I think a lot of states will probably look at that and be like, okay, so y'all did a fucking event, but let's give it like 2 or 3 weeks and see if any of these pricks test positive. Because here's the thing, right, man? Them doing these things, it's fucking Russian roulette. If one of these poor pricks get it and spreads it to 5 other people, they're going to poison the well for everybody. So, like, if they do these events and nothing goes wrong and nobody gets it and there's the proper fucking testing and shit, then maybe. But that's a major fucking risk. Oh, holy shit, you're on your phone.
Okay. What does it look? How does it look?
Fucking fantastic. I'm sure it's hurting
Really?
your fat arm, but yeah, hold that fucking phone right there.
Fuck yeah. All right, bro. We're good. We'll do this.
God damn, you even look cuter.
I've heard that before. It's all good.
He's an HD. It's amazing. That's the thing, Fred. Right? Like, I think you're right. I think, like I said, Florida is wild enough to be like that, like state that's just gonna be like, hey, let's just see what happens. You know, we can get a lot of money out of this. You know, it's just the state that would do it. But I think you're right. I think most other people will kind of treat them as a guinea pig, the proverbial, what is it, canary in the coal mine, right? Like, we'll see how it goes with them. And if a lot of people end up getting sick because of this, we'll just be like, see, that's why they should have stayed, shut down. But if it all goes good, I could see, like, Nevada and a lot of other places that really need that type of stuff to their state, to their economy, just start opening up and just going full blown with it.
I got to hand to Florida. Of all the states I thought would just not give any of the fucks, maybe Texas, New York City, or something. But boy, Florida they've earned their reputation as the fucking proverbial Florida man. They don't give a fuck. They're opening the beaches back up. They're telling the WWE, the UFC, we're open for business, baby. We'll fucking risk it all down in Florida. Fuck it.
That's insane. All right, so whatever, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it shouldn't surprise us, right? Like, Florida was the one where, pretty much everything has been like the focal point of like stupidity, right? Like, everybody points to Florida with all the kids going there, having the beaches, where it was the last place to really close everything down, right? Where they were like, yeah, we got to close down the beaches and all the bars to keep all these morons from coming here. So yeah, it would make sense that Florida would be like, hey, yeah, let's open it back up. Yeah, we'll try to be safe with it.
Yo, low key though, man, I don't want to get caught up in the conspiracies of everything. And again, I know that every podcast turns into the COVID podcast, but I heard that Florida's numbers were getting bad. But then I've also heard from people I know in Florida that ain't shit going on in their city. So, like, I wonder if this is like more of a citywide thing than like a statewide thing. Like, maybe if certain cities are dicey, but other cities are fine. Like, could you move and operate like that? Like, if Tampa Bay's got a little outbreak, that's one thing. But if Orlando's got fuck all, then you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just it's so dicey, man. I really don't know what to believe anymore. This has been the ultimate expression of fake news. Like, I mean, you've heard everything from it's being calls from fucking 5G towers, which, believe me, I think is fucking stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The bat soup, which is probably true, but who the fucking fuck knows? You know what I mean? Like, then I hear it's exploding in fucking this state or that state. Then I hear that they're opening Italy back up, fucking like May 1st too. It's fucking chaos right now. Like, might the UFC run an event? Probably, because Dana White's fucking mentally insane and seems like he's not going to stop until they get it done. So I feel like, they're like, fuck it. If Florida's where we got to go to be crazy, I mean, to be fair, the UFC's lineage and MMA's lineage in general, we don't fuck around, Jack. We'll go to Indian reservations. We've been through a lot with the sport, fucking gymnasiums in Alabama. Like, if Florida's what we got to do, believe me, we ain't above it, Jack. We'll flat go to Florida and hold an event. Fuck it.
We don't give a fuck, dude. At this point, I mean, look, we're what do they call it? Degenerate MMA fans and shit. People always say that. We'll watch it anywhere. I mean, fuck. Like I was all in on thinking they were gonna do it in the and they were gonna do it in a tribal land in California. Fuck it, Florida. Y'all want to get crazy? Just don't bring that shit to Arizona. I'm not about that getting sick shit. But all right.
I'm gonna. Who is the fucking prick with the just the positive affirmation thoughts?
Rich Franklin?
Oh, no, not Rich Franklin. The one prick. It's always you just think it and you can achieve it. That's what. Listen, tell you something.
Remember.
I'm fucking immune to this virus. You understand me? I'm just fucking. I'm not worried about this goddamn thing. I'm living in a world which this fucking virus ain't got shit on my immune system, Jack. Fuck that virus.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right. Sorry, everyone's talking. Liam says Fred going solo before the show ends with the way the internet's going. Fuck, probably. What's up, head kick? Early night, 4 a.m. Oh shit, you're essential. Gotcha. Let's see. Oh my god, did you see the moron mayor of Vegas drunk on Anderson Cooper? Okay, first of all, was she drunk? Because I only watched the clip and this chick is out of her fucking gourd. She's insane.
To be fair, Vegas is shut down. What are you gonna do? If you're the mayor of Vegas, you wake up, you're like, what we got going on today? Fucking nothing, boss. The whole fucking city shut down. We got nothing.
Jesus Christ. Arizona looks like hold up. There we go. Looks like business as usual. Still the same assholes everywhere. 100%. We're not doing. By the way, that's a fucking great picture. But no, it's same as dude. Arizona looks the same to me. It's just less traffic. And honestly, a lot of the traffic that's around here is people going to office fucking places to do jobs they could do from fucking home. Now, literally, not a lot has changed here, for real. Let's see what else we got. Fred, human has 300 trillion viruses inside the body. They devise tests so it always detects parts of COVID. It's overblown.
Here's the thing, right? I feel like it's easy for us to think that because I've thought that too. I've been wrestling with this idea. I think it's easy to think that if you're not in a part where it's spreading like wildfire. Mm-hmm. Like we all have a mutual homegirl, a Twitter MMA associate or friend, if you will, G-Spot MMA, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what her name is, but we've seen like she's been directly affected with. She's from New York City and she's lost people very close to her. So like here for me in Dayton, Ohio, it is that kind of vibe. I ride around, nobody's really sick, our hospitals seem all right. If I was a fucking jerk off or a dummy, I'd be like, well, god dang, they're making it up. It ain't that bad at all. Not to say that anybody is assuming that, but like I think that's what people do because they just don't see it around them. But for some people, it's very much a real thing. And I think that's why we're all catching the brunt of that. Like what's happening in New York City to our friend is what we don't want to happen to any of us. So we're all, should be taking these wild precautions so that it don't get that bad. But like, it's a weird thing to deal with because there's a lot of people, most of us, it's not that bad. Most of us are in a city where it's not like fucking an outbreak and there's actually people dying everywhere. But that's because your funny asses are supposed to be staying inside, and it's because, of what we're doing. God damn.
Jesse?
Hey, Zeus, you became the weak sister. We started this show off and we thought Eddie was the one we were going to have to mute. Look at you now.
The internet died.
You alive? Hey, park in front of Starbucks. Like, drive into the fucking Starbucks. Fuck their window.
Xerxes is putting out some points about the flu and how people die every year. I understand that. But the thing is that if everybody goes as business as usual, it's going to overwhelm the system that we have, the healthcare system. That's what we want to avoid. It's not the fact that everybody's going to get sick and, like, yeah, we're probably going to end up getting it. A lot of us are going to be, like Fred says, immune to it, probably not going to show symptoms. And that could be a very high percentage of us. The problem is that the other percent that gets sick and goes to the hospital overwhelms the system. And then you start getting people that are just dying just because of certain things where they start doing triage. That's not what we want. We don't want to do that. I mean, it's very simple just to like listen.
Right. But here's the thing about it. Like, and then a lot of people are like, "Oh, the hospitals aren't crazy. They're furloughing people from hospitals." First of all, they're furloughing because they can't pay them. All right. A lot of hospitals can't pay people because there's no what do they call them? Elective surgeries. A lot of hospitals make their money off elective surgeries. Those shits are expensive as shit because they're elective, and and so that's how they get their money. So people are like, "Oh, they're furloughing people. They must not need them." Not entirely true. Some parts, sure, but not entirely true. And so then, and I was actually talking to a nurse friend of mine who's working in a hospital where they have a big old COVID wing in Arizona. And I asked her, I'm like, is it that bad? She goes, we're losing people all the fucking time. Like every day we lose somebody. So they start talking, everyone throws these numbers out. Like, there's so many died from the flu, there's so many died from car accidents. I get that. Okay. But it's a lot of fucking people have died in just this short amount of time already. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot. And people just like, it's only, for example, it's like, it's only 30,000, whatever it is. That's 30,000 dead motherfuckers, dude. What you talking about?
Listen. For all these people that throw all these statistics out there, well, 8 million people die in car wrecks and we're not banning cars. You're goddamn right. Now, newsflash, you fucking shitbird. They just banned everything because of this COVID shit. There has to be a reason. Like,
well, how much? Like, look, the fact that for example, let's say the hospitals aren't full because this thing's overblown or anything, or overblown, for example. How much could it be the fact that we took the steps we took already? You know what I'm saying? Like, how bad could it be if we didn't shut shit down?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how bad could it be? And we won't know unless we open up like fucking assholes here in a couple weeks. But we won't. Hopefully, we'll never know how bad it could have been if we didn't shut the shit down.
Here's the thing, too, man. We were talking about this before we went live, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
We hear a lot of talk about how bad the economy could get and how this could be a massive economic problem. So fair enough. Like, I'm actually for opening up the economy as soon as possible, but we have to do it as safe as possible. We can't just let you fucking animals out immediately. We can't just be like, open it back up, bitch. We're up for like slowly but surely. Like you said, maybe elective surgeries. Start having some surgery. Listen, I got all kinds of fucking teeth I need root canal. Let those cocksucking dentists get back in their office. All you fucking movie theaters and you concert goers, y'all got to wait a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, just slowly but surely. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they need to open up everything immediately, but that's also why I'm kind of optimistic about the UFC running an event. I don't think nobody will be in the stadium, but I think we can slowly start trying to get some shit going.
Right, and I think it's a possible. I think it's possible to do. I think it's very possible to do. You know what I mean? It's just, and honestly, I don't know if you guys seen that one picture where it's like there's like circles that kind of cross over, right? And it's like there's the word that says me in the middle, right? Basically, you can be for taking this seriously. You can be for being worried about the economy. You can be for worried about the government fucking overreaching with their power and shit. You can be for all that shit, to be worried about all that. You don't have to pick a fucking team. It seems like everyone's picking a goddamn team right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking weird, dude. Like, this whole thing is fucking weird. Now here Robert says the real reason they want to do mandatory vaccines. First of all, who is they? Who the fuck is they? Everyone throws out this they. And Rob, maybe Robert has an answer. I'm just saying, who the fuck is they? One. And two, mandatory vaccines. We've had crazies not fucking do vaccines. Not crazies, but people not do vaccines for a long time. And also, we got measles back.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about vaccines, too. Real simple, real easy. Just like I said, they can open up shit on May 1st. Daddy Fred ain't open up shit till June 1st. Y'all stop giving out vaccines. I'll be number 1,032,000. I'll take the vaccine. I just ain't gonna be the first in line.
Yeah, hell
Let me see a bunch of y'all do it. Y'all fucking tweet getting it done and Let the word spread. If none of y'all fucking grow a third eye or start dying a month or two later, I'll jump in line. I ain't gonna be the
Hey,
first one to do it, but I'll do it. You know what I mean? Fuck it.
dude, I'll be the first one to tell you, I haven't taken the flu shot in years, and I mean years.
Let me tell you something about
So,
these vacciners. Let them catch the fucking COVID. Let them catch the kung flu. I'll bet you they'll take that fucking virus. I'll bet they'll take that vaccine then. Anything to fucking take the edge off.
and
Cocksucker.
and look, I'm not a fan of vaccines either, dude. I have a hard time like trusting anybody, doctors included, man. So I'm with you, Robert, on a lot of that shit. As far as mandatory vaccines go, I don't want mandatory anything for anything. I don't want the government telling me I can't do anything, right? But fine, let's say fair enough, we don't do a vaccine, or let's say mandatory vaccine is the issue. Fair enough. Can we not like take care of each other by like, I don't know, wearing a mask or something, or not being discussing pigs and washing our fucking hands, and maybe not coughing out in fucking midair? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel there's steps we could take that can make everybody happy, or not everybody happy, but most people happy.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you something right now. This whole fucking mask thing, I'm all for it. But come the summertime, when the booze and the fucking crack gets you smoking, you're fucking out of your mind if you think people aren't going to lean on this whole mask thing and just start robbing the shit out of people like, shit, we all in masks, Jack. Give it up, baby. It's going to get, once the summertime, see, y'all on the West Coast, it's always summer out there for y'all. Y'all don't wild like that. In the Midwest, we suffer for like 7 to 9 months a year. It's cold, rainy, or shitty. When we get that little block from June to September, New York, Chicago, motherfucking Ohio, all of us, we start losing our goddamn mind. Once the motherfucking sun comes out and they get the fucking smoking that crack, it ain't gonna be nothing nice with all them goddamn masks everywhere. I appreciate it now, but I was thinking about that today, like, yo, everybody wearing a mask is kind of wild, man. Like, this shit is like, eventually people are going to start trying to use this shit to their advantage. I'm sure they already have, but like, it's going to get worse and worse as it becomes a part of our everyday normal life.
Dude, down the street, there's a grocery store, and he got held up the other day by a dude in a mask, and he had it like up to here. He had fucking supposedly he had glasses and everything. He went in there and robbed his motherfucker. And the first thing someone posted in like a local Facebook group for this area was like, of course the fucking mask and bit us in the ass. I'm like, shit, god damn, dude. And I live in a decent part of town. Fuck.
Hey, put fucking Raiders comment up there. How far back are we? The man, fuck that.
This one?
Yeah.
Man,
goddamn, there ain't nothing wrong with eating ass. How dare you? Now, you ain't got to fucking take the virus shot, but how dare you talk about eating ass? That's a nasty rumor that you get pink eye from that. It's bullshit.
Right. All right, here we go. So they are assholes. Who is assholes? Big Pharma for start. Okay, that I can believe. I can believe that. They tested this scenario for years in Africa. Bill Gates Foundation. I'm about to read up on that because everyone talks about Bill Gates now. You know what I read? Was that and I bet Robert knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Supposedly somebody hacked the Bill Gates Foundation, WHO, and the Wuhan Center for Virology, some bullshit like that. Did you hear about that, Robert? I feel like you did. You're throwing all this day shit. I feel like you know what I'm talking about.
Listen.
So they fucking hacked the emails and shit. We'll get documents, right? We'll get some proof that Bill Gates is a crazy world dominating asshole.
You know what, man? With all this sort of shit, you know how I get through it? Extreme narcissism.
Yeah, there you go.
I just feel like I don't give a fuck. I'm going to make myself, if you can't beat them, join them. Guess what? If all this shit goes south and China takes the country over, guess we'll be speaking Chinese in 3 years. This white boy. I'll be fucking telling joke in Mandarin Chinese with a cocksucker's lisp.
God damn, bro.
I don't give a fuck what happens. Fuck it. Like, I'm not, you can be worried about everything. I'm not worried about shit. Bring it.
Now this I agree with. We still need to be vocal and push our government to have a plan because governors like ours in California who are power hungry will keep us down as long as they can control us. Fact. That's 100% true. No, I'm totally with you on that. Like everyone, it's almost like these governors and mayors and all these people in government have kind of taken advantage of the situation for something like this, for example, right? Like I can see that. I'm worried about that shit. Believe me, I come from another country, okay, where you don't have freedoms that you guys call. That we take advantage of here. There's no Second Amendment in Mexico. There's no First Amendment in Mexico. There's none of that shit. I take advantage of all that shit. So whenever the government starts abusing their power, I'm the first one in line with you motherfuckers going, fuck that. Eat a dick on that. You better fucking tell me the truth. But they ain't telling us shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they want to do that though, man. I don't think ultimately they do. I forget who it was, man. I've watched so many fucking podcasts lately. It might have been Brian Callen. I heard somebody that gave this great I don't know what the fuck you would call it. I guess it's not a metaphor, but it's an example, okay? Like with China. On one hand, it's like it's going to be very hard to for us to compete with them because they've got a fucking billion people and they'll pay them like slaves. They don't got no rules. They don't got no human rights. That's hard for us to deal with, right? Because like what the fuck, right? But what we have going for us, and I think this example puts it perfectly, is you can put a gun to a man's head and make him move blocks and build a building. You can't put a gun to a man's head and make him have a good idea. So what they're doing in China, we don't really want to do here, ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
Like we want us to have that sort of free reign to be creative. And I think even the fucking powers that be know that. If they turn America to China, who's going to fucking invent that? And newsflash, to all you fucking goofy cunts out there that think that in China invents everything, they don't. We fucking invent it, and not always us. Sorry, sometimes it's fucking Europe, but we invent a lot, and then the cute cocksucking Chinese take our shit like fucking fentanyl and go back to China and fucking work those other goddamn Chinese cute cocksuckers for fucking nickels on the dollar, and they fucking repeat our shit on the black market and then sell it back to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like freedom of expression and good ideas comes with a dangling carrot. In China, they don't got no fucking carrots dangling. In America, we got all the carrots. Bro, if you're good at something in America, you're the man. You can buy all the coke and whores, and fucking Magic Johnson beat AIDS because he was good at basketball. You think you can swing that shit in China? Fuck no.
Hell no. All right. Ivan says, and Ivan's actually, I forgot. I know your Twitter handle. But I've been talking to this dude back and forth for a while. Where is the whatever? You read the comment on there. It says, here's why everyone's so upset with this. It's because we all have built a built-in bullshit detector, and all detectors are going off. These turds aren't telling us the truth. I 100% agree with that. We're not getting told something because they're being super vague with a lot of this shit.
Yeah, we're jaded too, for good reason. Yeah. Like I mean, good reason.
All right. Here, like I'll put this out there for you, Fred. I think that the reason that everybody feels this way is the same reason that I didn't enjoy the movie that you recommended, because I've seen it before. All right. So me watching Harlem Nights for the first time ever, a lot of the stuff that was there, if I had never seen it before, I probably would have laughed. But since I've seen a lot of other stuff, it's not as funny. And I think that's the problem with what's going on right now, right? Like, we've all seen these scenarios, we've all heard the conspiracy theories, and then it all just kind of doesn't fit perfectly, right? So then you start to think like, well, it's possible that some rich guy, that has all this money and has been doing stuff in Africa, has been testing these vaccines, and now they're going to do it to us. Or that all these governors are getting together to lock us down. So for some unknown reason, for a conglomerate of, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. Like, but here's the thing. All you have to do is wait this out for a little bit longer, and then we'll be fine. And I think the bigger issue is that so many people get stir crazy and everybody starts watching everything, right? You start going down the YouTube rabbit hole, the podcast rabbit hole, and you start hearing like 50 different theories. And then before you know it, one of these sounds good. And you're like, well, that sounds good. And then you have all these people down in Huntington Beach and where else was it? Like Denver and other places going outside and saying, my body, my choice, to go outside. Like, what the hell?
That specifically drives me fucking insane. All these dudes going out there with signs of my body, my choice. You fucking assholes were saying that. We're not saying that shit. when you were talking about women and their bodies, all right? So go fuck yourselves on that part. But yeah, I don't know. People act crazy when shit gets crazy. Now there are times what we can do and can't do, and right? No, I get what you're saying, right? But at some point, I wonder where you weigh in that with people's welfare, with your neighbor's welfare. Like, if we're gonna do this whole like, hey, fuck everybody else around me, as long as I'm able to do what the fuck I want to do, bring on the COVID, right? Fair enough. We're really gonna do that. So let's all just be honest about that and do it, right? But I think we're at a decent like medium, right? Little like I guess like a little medium where we're like, okay, let's care about people being good and not spreading the shit out. But damn sure, let's be ready to take our fucking liberties back, whatever you want to call it.
And they're all making a good point. I get it. Like, I bet for some other places in the U.S., $1,200 can go a long way for you, right? Like, if you know how to manage your money and stuff. But specifically places like New York, California, there's a couple other places where cost of living is very high. So for us, I understand that people want to get back to working because you're just seeing the pile of bills coming, and that $1,200 is not going to get you there, right? And right. I understand a lot of people are arguing that point, but it also like shines a light on something, right? Like that, I know I've heard it before where they say that like a lot of the people that are living, that work and stuff, most of them don't even have like a $300 like savings in their bank account. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. And like that's even scarier because something like this is able to disrupt so many people's lives so quickly.
Yeah. Some of those people deserve to be living paycheck to paycheck as far as it goes. Some of them are fucking dumb fucks. A lot of opportunities here in America. I'm paycheck to paycheck. And we've had a lot of fucking opportunities in America for a long time. I come from a pretty shitty situation. I've got enough money to last me a couple months. You fucking losers.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Fred, right? Like, yes, some people are just stupid and probably wasted this money on, something stupid, right? Bought themselves a gaming system, bought a bunch of stupid stuff, rims for their car, or who knows what else they might have done. But like, also, like, there are other people that have to
rims
really
for the car.
I don't know, man.
I got a little.
What would you waste your money on? Huh?
Oh, I'm buying a gun. I'm saving this money until I absolutely need it, and if I don't need it, I'm buying a gun immediately.
Drugs.
I have a rifle I want to get. Right.
Drugs and hookers for sure. For sure. Like, I mean,
stimulus money, man. We gotta stimulate.
There's only so many joys you can get as a human being. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to fucking stimulate the senses in case we all fucking bite the dust tomorrow.
I'm telling you, that Bill Gates hack was a 4chan troll. Also, it wasn't real. Oh, fuck me, dude. I was kind of hoping that was honestly true. Because then you give me an enemy, I'm like, all right, let's go get this motherfucker right now and see what's up.
But see, that's the thing, right? Like, all these conspiracy theories start sounding good. Then you turn into Eddie Bravo and start telling everybody, look into it. There's this YouTube video that you gotta watch.
I'm about to start.
See, that's why I don't even fucking pay that shit no attention.
I'm about to start.
I don't pay that shit no attention. If it's true, I'll find out in the long run, and I'll make myself useful to the winning team. I'm like Switzerland during the Great World Wars. Didn't they just fucking like stay out of it? They're just neutral, right?
They chill the fuck out.
Yeah, like I really don't care what happens or who wins. Just give me a team on the spot. Ooh, a team on the spot. Spot on the team.
Spot on the team. Fred speaking in Mandarin, that'd be wild. I would watch. How do you say by a cunt hair in Mandarin?
Listen,
I would love that.
Let China take this motherfucker over, and y'all will figure it out real quick. Because I'll be like, what do I gotta do to be down?
Right. No, I know what you're saying, man. Somehow we got ELC brought up the UI. What does that stand for again?
It's their unemployment, basically.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Teo says, I live in California. I don't cover my bills. Yeah, dude. For most people, the $400 didn't cover my bills.
Yeah.
Or $400 didn't cover their bills. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. So this whole thing is just like, it seems like fumbling the fuck out of it straight up. I understand people want to get back to work.
You know what's the even sadder part is the fact that people that could be at least getting some sort of money can't even do it. Yeah. I have a friend who has been trying to get on unemployment because he lost his job, lives in Vegas, and can't. He calls like 200, 300, 400 times a day and can't get through.
Yeah.
Dude, that's ridiculous. I was watching something and they were showing like the systems that they have set up for these things, and it's like old like rotary phones and like, you know, these old ass computers and like like at least the good thing is that maybe hopefully after like with all the light shining on these like, you know, sad programs, maybe all this stuff will get improved, because now we're seeing that like the influx of people, you know, trying to get benefits, they can't even handle it. And, you know, like people are just going broke and starving because they can't even apply for freaking unemployment, which is stupid.
Dude, and then small businesses are applying for this. People, we turned this into a COVID podcast already. Fucking small businesses can't even get those that stimulus money or those loans that we're saying, because these fucking big ass businesses got it. Like they were talking about like the steak fucking company got 20 million. A bunch of the companies got like 10 million, 20 million. All these like mom and pop shops are like, you know, hitting up their banks and they're like, oh, we're out of money, dude. Sorry, y'all too late. We're not prepared for shit. It's ELC. Dre says ELC. Our cost of living here is high, and even with the extra 600 per check from unemployment, I'm losing money. I'm with you. And Teo makes the point that I totally agree with. Those Trump bucks don't go far when you got a housewife and kids. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, look. To be fair, I understand that, but what is the alternative? You know, you're kind of damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like, I understand. Like, all joking aside, I understand that and sympathize with it. But we're already debating whether going back to work May 1st is a bad idea or not. Like, we're at least in Ohio, like that's what we're planning on. But motherfuckers are still hella worried, and we're like, what if this shit does blow up? Like, it's low key fucking terrifying. On one hand, you want to get back to it as soon as possible for all these people out there that actually can't, you know, that are fucking literally waiting on this fucking Trump check to fucking feed their family and to pay their fucking light bill. Obviously, you need them to get back to work. But if we open shit up too soon and this shit happens, you know, for all you naysayers out there, if you motherfuckers are wrong and we fuck around and end up like Italy or New York City, in whatever city we're in, we're fucked. And if that shit does go fucking south and start happening all over, that's like what we fucking cannot afford to happen. You think the economy's bad now? It's going to be real fucking bad if we try to get back to it and it ends up coming back fucking 2 times as hard or some shit like that.
And that's what we're playing with, right? This whole, like, because no one really knows. People out here talking about it's bullshit, it's overblown. I understand the feeling. I understand the belief. Totally get it. But if you're wrong, and we open this shit up again, we're gonna be the same people they're gonna be the same people that say, "Oh fuck, we were wrong." Maybe not even say wrong, but they're gonna be the ones asking, begging for help.
Well, the problem is too, man. For the most part, 95% of the people that say it's overblown and bullshit, all due respect to all y'all, you have no credentials to back up your statements. Everybody who seems to know what the fuck they're talking about, epidemiologists, doctors, fucking politicians, people who might be on the front line of this thing, nurses, they all say it's fucked. And then you just got random motherfuckers online. They're like, it ain't that bad. I think it's just because of the city you're in. Like, it doesn't seem like people that have the ability to globetrot, like even all these celebrities, people like, oh, people paying these celebrities. Are you guys fucked in the head?
Yeah, out of your mind now.
These celebrities just travel a lot and they know a lot of people. Like, think about it, bro. If you're Joe Rogan, right? Like us being the 3 goofy dicks we are, we got a lot of friends in different places, Japan, fucking the UK. We can reach out to them and ask them, do they know anybody with it? And I've found some people that knew, but Eddie, you knew somebody personally that had it. So I've found a few cases, even though in my city it's not bad. I've found a few cases. Imagine if you're fucking, Joe Rogan or Dave Chappelle, and you've got 1,000 people in every city that you can text, like, yo, you know anybody with it? Eventually, you're going to run into people all over the planet, and you're going to be like, oh, shit. All right, let me stay in my fucking mansion. Like, they just know more people. They're more exposed to the world.
You know what bugs me, though, is the same celebrity that say, stay home, it's fine, you're fine, stay home. Like, bitch, your home's different. I don't want to hear that bullshit either.
Well, yeah, they're staying on fucking estates. But,
Right.
Yeah, if you have a mansion with all kinds of stuff in your backyard, I'm sure it's very easy to just stay home. You got like, you know, lots of space to roam around. But when you live in like a little tiny ass like apartment or something, you know, you can't even go outside. That's like, I'm sure like getting stir crazy gets really quick, you know?
Yeah,
no,
yeah. I mean,
it's
to,
getting nutty.
to be fair, my house is pretty small. I've got 2 kids. I'm not fucking jumping out my skin, but it could be also be worse. Like everybody needs to stop being a pussy.
Yeah.
Stay your ass at home.
Leon says he lost his great uncle, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, bro,
Damn.
that's tough. And see, there you go, right? Like even us just doing this podcast, you find people that have it. So I think a lot of people, these people that are naysayers, are just kind of in their own little bubble and in their own city. And when they look around, they don't really see nobody with it. So they're just like, man, this is overblown. It's bullshit. I don't know nobody with it.
Mhm.
Nobody I know knows nobody with it. But the reality is, you just don't know that many people. Like all bullshit aside, you're just a bit of a loser. Like you don't know that. Well, what the fuck? Like, if you knew enough people, you'd
Nah,
know somebody with this shit, and you'd be like, "Oh shit's real."
right. No, I hear you on that shit. All right, we're gonna do this last comic of the day. This class is supposed to have kids socially distanced, but my school has less class available next year than this year. Well, yeah, dude, it's gonna be ridiculous with that trying to pack all these kids in one place. But I totally missed this. Let's talk about Tyron Woodley's ridiculousness. What the fuck did he say? Because I heard people talking, making fun of him, and I know he got into it with Izzy. He got into it with Usman. He got into it with Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker. Anyone know about the shit?
I have no idea, man. I don't know. I've been kind of out of the MMA loop a little
I'm gonna
bit.
Google.
Like,
Let me
I
Google real quick.
was going to say we could always talk about
Oh,
the card as if it was going to happen. You know,
is
if it
there a card though?
well, I mean, the one that was
Oh,
tentatively
listen.
scheduled.
All right, let's talk about this. Amanda has announced she's not gonna fight in that card, and everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people lost their shit over that. Okay, they were just like, oh, you know, getting pissed at her and shit. Supposedly, and I obviously I haven't seen anything she said about it, but supposedly her wife is pregnant and they're expecting. Do you really blame her if she doesn't want to risk that? You know what I'm saying?
So sometimes MMA fans make me ashamed to be a part of this whole culture. Like, what sort of ignorant monster? I mean, first off, boy or girl, man or woman, Amanda Nunes will beat the fuck out of the most of us. So questioning her heart or her ability to want to fight or any of that, you're just child, please sit your ass down somewhere and shut up before that girl beats the piss out of you. And yes, if her fucking old lady's pregnant and there's a worldwide pandemic going on and she wants to take extra precaution, she's the fucking baddest woman walking this planet, god damn it. She does what the fuck she wants to do. MMA Twitter can suck her proverbial dick. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh, she's scared. Shut the fuck up before she comes and throws you a
Oh,
stick.
my favorite was people saying like, well, what has she been doing for the last 2 months? And I'm like, bitch, the same shit we have. What the fuck? Like, she ain't fucking different than that. Like, come on, man.
What has she been doing for the last 2 months? Fucking licking pussy and eating raw beef. She's the baddest woman on earth. What do you think she's doing? Whatever she fucking wants.
And God damn it, God bless her for that. Seriously.
Yeah.
The American dream. Eat pussy and steak.
Look, man, let me tell you something. On some real shit. If any fighter said, hey, check this out, I ain't fighting right now, I wouldn't hold it against them. I know they can't get good training partners. They can't get good supplements. They can't get good training. Yeah, they can train in their garage and shit. And it's funny for us to make fun of them. Shit, what is this, blood sport? What, a fucking joke? A fucking action movie from 1986? Like, this isn't how we do things now, man. This isn't like people aren't having real camps. You can't grapple with somebody on Zoom.
Right. If you want someone that like just jumps in like right now, fucking call Ty Abbott. No, Tank Abbott. God damn it. Ty Abbott's a basketball player that dunked on my little brother when we were in high school. No, Tank Abbott. Call Tank. Tank used to get trash drunk the night before a fight. Show up, fight, win, go back to getting trash drunk.
I mean, look, I'm just saying, if the fighters want to fight and they do it, then that's fine. But if they don't, and they're like, listen, I just can't train right, I don't feel right psychologically, I'm not with it, I'm fucking tripping, like low key, like especially if your wife is pregnant or whatever the case may be, if you've got something real going on, you're like, look, I just can't focus on a training camp right now. Like it's, the world's literally a wild ass place right now. I just can't. Right now, bro, for all of me, till 2021, you get a free pass. If you're a fighter,
Right.
you're like, listen, catch me in January, dog. I need a real camp with my training partners. I need the morale. I need to make I can't fucking focus right now. If any fighter said that, far be it from any of us to fucking tell them to toughen up. Their job's already hard enough. Now you got to deal with this fucking crazy shit. I wouldn't hold it
Right.
against them at all, dog. This is, if they fight good, but if they don't, I understand why for sure.
And I think that's the most embarrassing part about this whole thing, right? Like with when Rose pulled out of that supposed card, right? And everybody just came after Rose so quickly, didn't even care what the reason was, just kind of trashed her and just went after her. And then we find out that 2 people in her family died because of the COVID thing. So,
Right.
I mean, and I didn't see anybody going back on what they said on her, right? Like they were just like, oh, okay.
Right.
Like, I guess that's an excuse. Like, come on. Like Fred said, at this point, if anybody says that they just don't want to deal with like extra precautions, having the testing, because if anybody says, oh, well, it's just a test. Yeah, you go ahead and take the COVID test right now. Go get that swab in your nose, shoved all the way to the back of your throat. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. And then cut weight, find good training, find good nutrition, all that stuff, and be ready for a fight in a couple weeks. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you do that then.
Right. Like this shit is hard when the world is normal, let alone right now where everything is fucking topsy-turvy. Like a lot of motherfuckers train internationally. You can't do that, period, right now. Like, let alone fly in a guy. You ain't flying in no fucking Dutch kickboxers right now. Like, you just can't do any of that.
Right. So real quick, Dave says T Wood is crying because the UFC's official Twitter page wouldn't post his knockout of Lawler. Is that real? And then Ink says, don't y'all talk bad about the GOAT rapper. Oh my god. You know my favorite thing about him is, and I'm not even shitting on him. Man, he fucking that one thing that what was that song he was singing? I don't even know the name of it. Maybe he was like self like written or whatever. Like falling in and out of love, and I'm like, dude, he would dog. No, like no, dog. Like, you're not fucking Tyrese or fucking and Tyrese trash, but like what I mean, you're not that shit. So like, no, get the fuck off this shit. Hold up. I'll give you a quick recap on what's happened with T Wood. Okay, I'll wait for it. Let's see. They've actually been having shit like events in Russia, right? Like in the middle of nowhere.
Let me hold on. Fuck all that bullshit. Let me ask you fucking
Go.
do you got if let's say they do the event on May 9th? What do we do? What do we want to see Tony Ferguson do? Do you guys want to see him fight Justin Gaethje, or would you rather him sit this bitch out and wait for Habib?
Wait, please, dear God, just wait.
I feel it. I dig it. So what? They try to find somebody else for Gaethje to fight in the main event, or just scratch that shit and give us whatever we can get?
No, look, have him. There's a few people that would fight Gaethje for the opportunity to be, third in line, right? I mean, you've got Poirier, who already has a win over him, right? Who'd want another crack at that, just so he'd be right there at the cusp of it, right? You have a bunch of other fighters that I'm sure you could call any number of these top 10 guys at 155 and tell them, hey, would you want a shot at Gaethje? And then after whatever happens between Khabib and Ferguson, you get the next shot. I'm sure a lot of those guys would line up real quick.
Fair enough. And I mean, it looks from the comment section that everybody's kind of on the weight wagon. We all want that Tony Habib fight. I think Tony would win the fight with Gaethje, but like I agree, why fucking risk it? Because that's just not how the MMA got. And look, what would he win the fight ordinarily? Maybe, probably. But again, with this massive curveball thrown at us all, known as fucking coronavirus, who knows who will win this fight now? Tony might come in and look weird as fucking, get thunderstruck and knock out in the first round and ruin this whole fucking thing for us because he fought in some weirdy beardy fucking time where nobody should be doing fuck all.
Oh, you know what? EOC has a good point about the Endeavor.
Nah.
Sorry, real quick. This is what they're talking about. So it's like Woody Hooker almost misses him, right? Edwards hits him. Adesanya hits him. There you go. That's
Okay.
that's what's going on with T.
Got it. Got it.
I don't know if you guys read what was it? It was either today or yesterday that Endeavor laid off like 250 people or furloughed 250
Really?
employees. I believe that was the
No
number that I
shit.
read. Yeah. So Endeavor is getting hit. I mean, they're basically a Hollywood, business. So like Hollywood's on hiatus right now. Nobody's doing anything. Ain't no filming, ain't production, nothing happening. So, I mean, I could see why Endeavor is like, and then that would be a reason why Endeavor would want to push the UFC to go to Florida, right away and have an event, because that would at least generate some money for them. Because that big loan that they took out to buy the UFC, it's coming due.
Right. That's possible. Long live the Kukui Santa. Luke has the itch for CTE because Luke wants to come back. Luke Rockhold, you hear about that shit?
Man, listen, Luke's all right. He just needs to take shit more seriously. I think Luke be thinking he's too good for his own britches sometimes. He is a great fighter.
Khabib, yeah, he's just a fucking asshole, kind of a douche anyway. Khabib versus Tony is a must.
Oh, how about BJ Penn saying that he wants to fight again?
Nice.
Fuck yeah, he was talking about retiring finally.
Yeah, I don't listen. You know how I hate to say this because
I'm done with BJ Penn.
BJ's my favorite fighter, but he's became that dude that we have to just not even entertain.
You gotta put him down.
Yeah, well, just like I seen that people wanted to see him fight. Who, bruh? Like, who, bruh? Nobody wants, bro. I'm your biggest fan, and I don't want to see you fight. None of us want to see you fight again. Nobody wants to see you fight again ever, except for maybe people who directly receive money for said fight.
Is BJ like that friend? No, go ahead, Eddie.
Go ahead. I was saying, the only way I don't want to see BJ Penn get his ass whooped. That's what I don't want to see. All right, and right now, the last few fights he's had, he's gotten his ass handed to him. So that's what I don't want to see. Don't get it twisted. It's not that I don't want to see BJ Penn. If it was a BJ Penn, fuck yeah, I throw him on every fucking card I like her. Okay, I don't want to see BJ Penn get his ass kicked again. That's the fucking stuff. Anyway, go ahead, Jason.
I was gonna say, is BJ Penn turning into that friend that we all have, like that, always gets drunk and everything, so like you can't even take him out to go drinking no more because you're like, oh man, I don't want to deal with this dude. Like, no thanks. Like he calls you up and you're just ignore his phone call at this point, right?
Yeah, he's just that friend that gets drunk that's like, I can kick his ass, and you're like, yeah, sure you could, Jimmy. We know.
Yeah, right. At best, oh Jesus Christ. So Dave says Eddie wants to put BJ Penn down. No, I just want to sit him down somewhere. Like, stop. You're done. You live in Hawaii. Go chill the fuck out. I hope he's not broke. That's what I hope. But
yeah, I mean, look, all bullshit aside, I rode the BJ wagon for a while. I think, what was it, man? Well, for sure, the Ryan Hall fight.
Yeah.
And even though that was a grappling exchange, that's just when it was like, okay, bro, if you can't even defend yourself in the grappling exchange anymore, it's enough with it. But it was either the Yair fight or the Ryan Hall fight where I was like, okay, BJ, please, like, it's fucking over. And that's not no disrespect to either one of those gentlemen, but like it was just like those were the moments where it's like it's been done since then, BJ. You're not competing in any way, shape, or form.
Sorry, check this out. UFC will be owned by MMA Twitter one day and we'll all really fuck it up.
Oh yeah.
Hey, did you see Liam's post about Endeavor, how their credit rating got dropped?
Oh, no, they did. Let me see if I can find it though. But I heard about that. The credit rating was lowered by one of the big four, and they have to refinance a lot of their debt this year. It's crazy. They know what I'm talking about. It's not about the money. It's about the fucking money, dude. Straight up.
It's always
and you guys know that meme of that black dude in a suit where he's like rubbing his hands together, peering
behind the tree.
Yeah, behind the tree. That's the Fertitas right now, right? Looking at the Endeavor like just crashing and burning. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna buy back the UFC real cheap.
Bring it back for cheap, and then make UFC great again. Whatever the fuck you want to do. What's up, everyone? Go Bucks! Fuck all the haters.
Hey
Dude,
now.
no one hates. Okay, this is football, but let me just clear this up real quick so Dan doesn't get confused. Okay, nobody gives a fuck about the Bucks. You're in goddamn Tampa. I know you're not. You're in San Antonio, but the Bucks are in fucking Tampa. Not even in Miami, where it's like a nice fucking spot. You're in goddamn Tampa. Jacksonville's probably better than Tampa. I just fucking with you. I don't give two shits about the Bucks. I just don't. I know they got Tom Brady and they just traded for Gronk, but relax and do bullshit, dude.
That's a good point.
I'm just trying to let the air out. What was up?
No, that's just a good point by Otis. When Penn got beat by Seaver, it was time to hang up the gloves. That's true. He's had a few really defining losses, man, where it's been like, okay, as a big BJ
That's
Penn
the
fan,
one though.
Yeah.
That's the one though, because Seaver beat his ass, and it wasn't like he knocked him out. He didn't catch him. He was quicker than him. He was more accurate. He was everything better. Everything was better.
It's crazy how much you can fall off of a cliff. BJ used to be the best fighter on earth, and now it's like, please don't. Literally.
Right. Better than the damn Arizona desert. Why don't you go jump in that fucking shitty little cesspool lake you guys have? Is that what do you got? River, the river, whatever piece of shit that is, where you probably toss like probably your ugly women jump in and bathe. I'm just fucking with you. I'm not gonna take it that far, but but still,
you're welcome, Dave. You're welcome. Dave Madden gonna make that meme.
He says I'm making that meme. I hope so. Dave's got good at fucking making memes. Don't even get it twisted. Just give him ideas. Just keep giving him ideas. Fuck it. I just watched Manziel get drafted 22. That's YouTube's powerful. Lorenzo Fertitta was massive underrated part of UFC success. 100%. When they couldn't negotiate with Dana, they would go negotiate with Lorenzo, and Lorenzo will get it done. He was the guy.
He was the good cop.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 100%.
I mean that whole trifecta of the Fertittas, Dana White, and then what's his name, the matchmaker, Joe Silva. You know, those three entities right there were the ones that were such a like the cornerstone of the whole UFC.
You know,
all of them gone except for Dana White. It kind of, we can see the where it lacks now, right?
That's a pretty sweet shirt for like a MMA fucking Twitter hipster. Like those four names, like Frank Fertitta, Lorenzo Fertitta, Joe Silva, or maybe just those three names. Like if you don't know these three names, you know, you're a loser.
I feel like most Conor fans wouldn't recognize those names.
Yeah, he did bring in a lot of fans.
I'm just being real. Yeah, new ones, brand new ones, and good for look. I'm giving it credit. That's good. It's great to have a lot of people just don't listen to them, think they know what the fuck they're talking about. No, I'm not saying that's all Conor fans. I'm just throwing it out there. Goddamn, I have something else. Okay, I'm guessing. Fred listens to Nirvana and listens to Cypress Hill. Jesus listens to the Beatles. I do listen to Cypress Hill quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I like Nirvana, but I would dare to say that we all three probably like all three of those bands, though. To be fair, the Beatles are a little overrated in that they're like the greatest band of all time. Now, I don't know about fucking that. I fuck with the Beatles, but like, I don't know if they're the fucking greatest of all time. Let's get crazy.
I've never been impressed with the Beatles. Like maybe a couple of their songs are nice, but I'm just like, like I want to hold your hand. Like no, I don't. Fuck off with all that, dude. Give me something better. I like all kinds of music. I miss Burt Watson. Remember when Burt Watson got fired? And everyone was like, we're boycotting the UFC. $4 billion later, you know what? Like, fuck off. I don't give a shit.
Boycotting shit. I do miss Burt, though. We rolling, baby.
Yeah. Liam says, Fertitta's only bought based on actual returns and never bought based on imagined future larger returns. Casino managers never gamble. Good point.
Yep, that's a good point. Very good point.
See. I said a project with Chili Peppers. That's a fucking lineup, dog.
No shit.
That's a lineup.
What a fucking amazing fucking show to have seen.
You got lucky as fuck. That's dope. I would have loved to do that show right there. Fucking Nirvana project. Obviously before Kurt killed himself or got murdered.
You fucking on acid or did you get nailed by anybody? I mean, you had a fucking good story to go with that night. That's like the fucking greatest night of your life.
100%, dude. Like anytime you go to like a concert like that or like the Up and Smoke tour and shit like that, you have to have a crazy story that goes with it.
Did you guys watch Bert Kreischer's comedy special yet?
No. I have that one queued up. I have Chris D'Elia's special queued up, and I have Tom Segura's special queued up.
I did watch D'Elia's special, actually, ironically enough. It wasn't bad. I'm not the biggest D'Elia fan, but it was all right. It was funny.
I like his the short clips he puts on like YouTube and shit. But other than that, especially like when I started up, it was all right. Head kick goes, I don't fuck with the Beatles. I'm telling you. Oh, here's a good one. Do you guys think Bryce Mitchell is a very underrated fighter, and what are his chances versus Charles Rosa?
I don't think he's underrated. I just don't think we've seen enough of him yet. Yeah, definitely not underrated. I think he's very good, but I mean, what the fuck? Who's the highest ranked guy he's beat? We just haven't seen enough of him yet. Like, he just needs to fight more guys. If anything, maybe call him overrated just because he's got a lot of hype. Everybody loves a good hillbilly.
Yeah. I was frying balls at that concert.
Right now, I don't know what the fuck that means, but it sounds fucking pretty sweet and badass. So
that's SoCal early 90s scene and 1998 Universal Amphitheater. There you go. Fucking, I was in Seattle I was in Seattle almost like last year around this time, and they have like a museum. I don't know, I forgot what the name of it is. I don't know if you've been to Seattle, but like you go in there, they have like guitars from like every band, Nirvana, Red Hot Chili Peppers, everybody. They have a whole section for Jimi Hendrix. Like, if you ever go to Seattle, there's a fucking museum you need to go check out. I forgot the name of it, and I hate it because it skips my memory, but it's a dope ass. We spent like 3 hours at that place just trying to get as much as we can, but it was dope. Sean O'Malley versus Cheeto.
I love that. I love that fucking fight.
That's a good fight.
It's a really
honestly, yeah, that's a dope fight.
Perfect.
And honestly, I lean on Vera on that one. I lean towards Vera on that one.
Yeah, of course you do.
I love Sean O'Malley. Dude, I love Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley's fun as fuck. Here we go. KO says Cheeto by 7 rounds up. What's up?
He's probably got a fucking little Mexican blood in him too.
Hold on. Raiders American might mean barbecue and prairie oysters. Yeah. Well. All right. We've been on for about an hour. Anything else you want to talk about before we head out of here?
Oh yeah, can I kill Fred Kirby's blood pressure then?
Yeah, no, you can't. God damn it! You could just chill the fuck out. You said what you said earlier. Let me fucking address what you said earlier. I was going to address it. I wanted to get through the fucking show. Now, you said the reason I didn't like Harlem Nights is because I've seen it before. Now,
yeah,
that would be like me saying I don't like Rakim because I've heard Tupac. Now, for any of you out there who might not get that reference, it is because Rakim came first that you could get a Tupac. The reason you've seen that movie before is because they were influenced by Harlem Nights. It's a fucking old movie.
All right, hold on. Let me tell you why your musical thing is inaccurate. Music is different from films. All right? Here's the problem with that. Music has influences, and every musician can interpret an influence and bring something new to the table. The problem is with films, let's say like a Rocky movie, right? Now, every time you see a film about boxing, it's very hard to not see the tropes of like a training montage, the hero getting beat up, the hero losing an important fight. Like, there's a lot of tropes that you kind of see, and you've seen a lot. So if you've seen a lot of comedies, you've seen a lot of the little things, and it's not every single comedy does the same thing, but you've seen little like skits and bits of this movie in a lot of other movies. There's even a lot of things that he took from this movie and put it into other movies. So I've seen it before. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've seen all these things. So seeing it all like where it came from doesn't impact me. So like, I wasn't laughing because I've seen it before. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying like that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. That doesn't mean
it sucks. Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's a bad movie. But since I'm like so jaded because I've seen so much of it, like it's not as funny as it should be. Now I get
get
it. Like if it's your first time seeing it, like it's great. It's kind of like if I were to say to somebody, like, you know, someone says, "Oh, what's a good horror movie?" Like a classic, and I say, you know, Friday the 13th, and they go back, it's not as good. It's not going to be as good. Why? Because if you've seen horror movies now, you've already seen this, and it's probably super tame by comparison to what you've seen now. Like any of these old like movies that like are the originators of like certain things, it sucks because if you've never seen them and you go back to see them, they're ruined for you because you've already seen all these things before. That's the problem with it.
I don't give a shit. It's still a classic. A classic. Listen, Friday the 13th would still kick ass because it's a goddamn. Matter of fact, not the first one because Jason didn't even come out. Whatever the good one was.
That's my problem though. You see what I'm saying though?
No. That's not fair. It's not a fair comparison to Harlem Nights though. Harlem Nights was fucking funny. It was a movie that transcended time and fucking space. The goddamn toothless motherfucker in the beginning scene talking about kids. Get that little punk ass kid away from me. That shit's still funny now.
Oh, it's so funny.
You just have shitty taste in fucking comedies, Jesus.
No, I don't.
Oh shit! All right.
I've just seen enough.
Rita says that she was barbecue, whatever. She was frying balls. She dropped
Ah,
I bet you that was a dope ass concert like that. Fuck.
amazing.
Right. And my live streaming the draft tomorrow. I'm gonna try, dude. I mean, you saw what the fuck I had to do tonight just to go live, right? It's oh shit, Jesus is gone. You saw what I had to do just to go live fucking tonight. All right, so I'm gonna try it out tomorrow. Unfortunately, everyone's gonna be fucking online tomorrow night for the draft and all that. So I will know literally right before I go live whether I'm gonna do it or not. So, but I will make sure I tweet out like a motherfucker right as I go live and everything. But I think best case, I'll probably just do day one. So tomorrow the first round, and then the next 2 days just just watch it, dude. But I just want to try it out and see how it goes. But yeah, I'm gonna try to, man. But I'll definitely let everybody know if I do it. All right. What else we got? Harlem Nights is legendary. He doesn't even here to see it.
How dare Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, let me quickly take this moment while we have a few people listening.
Go ahead.
If you don't follow me on Facebook, go find me on Facebook, fucking Fred Kirby. Tomorrow night at 8:30 fucking Eastern Standard Time, I'm gonna do a podcast with my fucking brother James and my homeboy Gary. The fucking Gym City Jesus podcast is kind of up and running again. Remotely. It's easy to do it. We got my boy Tino joining us, who is a local rapper. So we're going to talk a little bit of the COVID crisis because you can't get away from it, but also we're going to talk a lot of fucking music shit. So, find me on Facebook and turn in the podcast tomorrow. Quick little fucking shout out for myself before I forget.
Yeah, there's a way actually you can get that link and tweet it out. I don't know. I'll let you know. I have to figure out how to do it, but I know there's a way. I'll figure out how to do it, but I'll let you know.
Bet.
Yeah. Are you still doing the audio thing?
What? With what?
Like loading up to like SoundCloud or whatever?
Oh, nah. We're just doing it remotely. So it's basically just like this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm just uploading to fucking Facebook because it's an easier fucking spread for me.
All right. But before we go, I have we are fucking everywhere. We are now on Spotify, and I just got the email today that we're gonna be on TuneIn Radio. So I'm trying to get this whole podcast, like at least the audio for sure, as many places as I can. Okay, so yeah, there you go.
Nice.
ELC says, "Oh, why not? Why not YouTube?"
Because I got no fucking streams there. I get nothing on YouTube. I'm starting from the ground up. So Facebook was the easiest thing for me. But hopefully, like you said, Eddie, we can get a tweet and you guys can fucking speak to it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Shout out to everyone tuning in tonight. I know I forgot last night. I knew right as I hit in broadcast, I forgot to shout everybody out that watched it. But shout out to everyone tonight. Liam, Inc., ELC, Teo, Aaron, Otis, fucking Raider, everybody. Stay fucking healthy out there, man. Daniel, congratulations on getting the Deflategate guys. Head kick. Appreciate you on here, man. Robert, hey, look, as much as I don't agree with some of the shit Robert says, I totally fucking love having a discussion on it. See, this is cool about this, right? We can have a discussion with people. Instead of yelling at each other and calling each other a bunch of fucking names, we can have a discussion and be like, all right, cool, see you next time, right? And then, let's see. What the fuck? Sorry, Jesse, like, messaged me on this, the private chat. Anyway, even though he's not here, Dave, Fucking everyone that tunes in, man. You guys are the shit. We love the fuck out of you guys. Ivan, everyone that tunes in, you guys are the shit. Appreciate the fuck out of you guys. This will be on iTunes in the morning or on Spotify or wherever you listen to. We're on there, and we will catch you guys. Well, next time we see y'all. Okay. So for myself, Jesse, Fred, follow us on all the things. Fucking here you go. Follow us on these things. Okay. And go to these websites. There you go. All right. Good night, motherfuckers. Love all you guys. Good night.